Peace, brothers and sisters. Back again. Now let's talk about the Quran. Let's get to the point of this chopping hands and that. Yeah. Um, okay. I heard someone asking Shamsi before. Does God has a hand? And Shamsi said yes, he does, but it's not like our hand. Okay. Nevertheless, it's a hand. So, which has fascinated me until I looked in the Hadith, and there you go. It's actually God has a hand, and it's 60 feet tall. Um, anyway, did describe like God is physical, which is amazing. And then you don't stop there because you think like, if they think God has a hand, right? That means the verse talks about the thief. They're actually thinking it's actually a hand. That's why they chop it off. Well, it's clearly Allah said hand. النفس النفس والعين بالعين والأذن والأذن. I mean, eye for an eye, an ear for an ear, and things like that. So basically, what it means the crime has to, the punishment has to actually equal the crime. Okay, if someone stole, you don't chop his hands off. It's just it's just not don't fit. But let's listen to him, just because I don't understand these people, man. Honestly, man, this is what I keep saying. This is how far they are from the Quran. Let's listen to Shamsi.
For anyone, it's for the robber, someone who's causing a harm to society.
Start again.
Cutting off the hand. It's not for anyone. It's for the robber, someone who's causing a harm to society. But in some countries, they care more about the criminals than the victims. Wallahi. They care, they love criminals. You know, like someone said, if you see the people having a problem with someone speaking out against a criminal, then know the people are criminals too. Yes. If you see people having a problem with someone speaking out against...
I can say like it's not a criminal because it's not talking about criminals. It's talking about because the crime differs, isn't it? It's talking about thieves, right? Specifically, the verse says thieves. Didn't say criminals, so he's going on about criminals and criminals and criminals. You know what I mean? But okay.
Then know they are criminals too. You see, I've noticed they always try to defend the criminals. Like in Islam, if you kill someone, then there's a law, you be killed. You say why? What do you mean why? He's a murderer. Like terrorists, we don't put them in a holiday in the country. You kill them, terrorists. They kill people, you be killed. You see, you don't put them in holiday in, you take care of them, protect them, the people outside. You know, in a prison, you're not even paying them. How to drive is out of necessity, then you do it, and the sins upon them.
Okay. Anyway, you know, as you all know that Saudi Arabia practice that because they say, oh, it has to be to start chopping off hands. It has to be like a Sharia law, which is the Bukhari and Muslim law, so not Allah's laws, and you have to provide for everyone, so everyone like has whatever they want. They imagine in this country like there's no poor people. The imaginary country, right? That has everything good and everything, and then if you steal after that, we chop off your hand. But Allah here didn't specify what he stole, how much the thief took. So if you're gonna practice this, because it doesn't say anything else, you can't bring someone else, a human being, to explain this how we want. You know what I mean? You can't just tell me, it has to be a certain amount of money or something, or food or something. No, it doesn't say it in this verse. I'm gonna come to all the verses here to explain what actually the word hand means in the Quran. Like some people who believe in the Quran says it's a metaphor in the Quran. There isn't any metaphors in the Quran, man. That's even crazy to say that. What do you mean a metaphor in the Quran, man? But the only reason you guys saying that because you go in to explain the Quran with an Arabic language. So the hand means the physical hand. So the hand is a metaphor. It's not. It has its own meaning. It's in context. However you read it, it's not a metaphor. Do you know what I mean? Please stop saying that. There's no metaphor in the Quran. Stop going outside the Quran to try and explain the Quran. And then you start saying, oh, this metaphor. Right? It just makes me laugh. The Quran has its own language. Do not try to, like trying to explain it from outside. It's just simple, isn't it? Just read it into context and do your research. Don't rush. Don't rush. Read into it. Read into it until you will get an answer. But stop saying metaphor this, metaphor that. It just makes no sense. Then everything becomes gibberish. You know what I mean? So nothing means nothing. You become like a Sunni again. Hikmah is the Sunnah is the Sunnah, Hadith is the Sunnah, and then we get trapped there, and you trap people with you. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, man, think about it. You going outside the Quran in a dictionary or something, Arabic dictionary or something, it's actually made up by human beings, right? And then you're trying to tell me something doesn't mean that, it means something else, and it's a metaphor. It's not. God gives us examples and gives us every example. Do you know what I mean? So there's no need for this. Honestly, man, you go in too deep and you're rushing it and you're confusing yourself. Stop doing that, please. Okay, because you're hurting people as well. You know what I mean? Because it makes the Quran harder to understand. Just wait, man. Just be patient. All right, when you're trying to go through the Quran, just be patient. Don't rush it. Honestly. All right. Let's just say in Saudi Arabia is this rich country. There's no poor people. I wish you go there. You go outside the known cities and you see if there is no poor people. They chop off hands. Right? The Taliban done it. ISIS done it because they have hadith to chop hands off. But let's just see here. What is a hand in the Quran? What does it mean? What meaning? What other meaning has it got? Right? I'm going to tell you from now on what meaning it has. It has when you read it into context. Right? The hand could mean ability, capability, power, and it could also mean wealth. Let's start. This is Surah 5, Ayah 64. وقالت اليهود يد الله مغلولة غلت أيديهم ولعنوا بما قالوا بل يداه مبسوطتان ينفق كيف يشاء وليزيدن كثيرا منهم ما أنزل إليك من ربك, to the end of the verse, yeah, because so here it says Yadullah, okay? Alright, let's translate it. And the Jews said, God's hand is tied down, which is tight, really tight, because it's to do with wealth here, but it's tied down. It is their hands that are tied down. They are condemned for uttering such a blasphemy. Instead, his hands are wide open, spending as he wills, for certain. So the hand here means wealth. It doesn't mean anything else because he says spending as he wills for certain. So this is exactly talking about the Jews saying, I mean, God is not rich, he's limited in wealth. Do you know what I mean? And Allah is saying here, well, it's their hands. My hands are open. Do you know what I mean? Limited wealth. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. That's the first verse. The second verse, right, in Arabic. فويل للذين يكتبون الكتاب بأيديهم ثم يقولون هذا من عند الله ليشتروا به ثمنا قليلا فويل لهم ما كتبت أيديهم وويل لهم مما يكسبون. Woe to those who write books with their own hands. Then here it's so like in Arabic it said يقولون. That means they keep saying. I mean, this is actually the future. So people today, they're saying the same thing, like Shamsi's sects, the Sunnis and the Shia. They're still saying to this day, right? It's actually, well, let me finish the verse first. You understand it better. فويل للذين يكتبون الكتاب بأيديهم ثم يقولون هذا من عند الله ليشتروا به ثمنا قليلا فويل لهم ما كتبت أيديهم وويل لهم مما يكسبون. Woe to those who write books with their own hands, then say, this is what Allah has revealed, seeking a cheap material gain. Woe to them for such distortion, and woe to them for their illicit gains. All right. Now, the hand here, it means an actual hand, the physical hands, because you write with your hand, right? So when Allah wants to as a physical hand, clearly, and there's so many other verses, I can't go through them all, too much, do you know what I mean? Look, let's go to Surah 3, Ayah 26. قل اللهم مالك الملك تؤتي الملك من تشاء وتنزع الملك ممن تشاء وتعز من تشاء وتذل من تشاء بيدك الخير إنك على كل شيء قدير. Here it means something else. It means power, ability, something like that. Say, our Lord, possessor of all sovereignty, you grant sovereignty to whomever you choose, and you remove sovereignty from whoever you choose. You grant dignity to whomever you choose, and commit to humiliation whomever you choose. In your hands are all provisions. You are omnipotent. So here, in your hand is all good. It's all the power of good. Do you know what I mean? It means power here. Right? It means power. Or ability. Right? Or its capabilities. But most probably here is power. Right? Let's go to Surah 5, Ayah 11. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ هم قوم أن يبسطوا إليكم أيديهم فكف أيديهم عنكم واتقوا الله وعلى الله فليتوكل المؤمنون. It's the same as the verse with Adam's, when Adam's brothers killed each other and that. It's the same sort of thing. Oh, you believe, remember Allah's blessing upon you. When some people extended their hands to transgress against you, He protected you and withheld their hands. You shall observe Allah, and in Allah the believers shall trust. So here, they actually extended their hands, right? Their power. It means power, ability, again, right? Power and ability, right? And capabilities. That's what it means. It doesn't mean in actual hands. All right. Let's go to the main verse that this law are chopping people's hands for. It's Surah 5, Ayah 38. And remember, most of these verses are from Surah 5. So if you read that Surah, you should understand what the word means, what the word hands means. You know what I'm saying? So, but no. They actually explained it a different way. وَالسَّارِقُ وَالسَّارِقَةُ فَاقْطَعُوا أَيْدِيَهُمَا جَزَاءً بِمَا كَسَبَا نَكَالًا مِنَ اللَّهِ وَاللَّهُ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ. Right? The thief, male or female, you shall chop. Let's just say chop. All right? Chop their hands. Or it's not chop really, because aqta'u is cutting. Cut their hands as a punishment for their crime, and to serve as an example from Allah. Allah is Almighty, most wise. So, what they're doing, they're chopping people's hands off, right? And the verse here, it says to cut, right? It didn't say to chop, and I'm coming to that. I can prove it with another chapter. See, to cut here their hands is the ability to steal, right? You stop their ability. The hand here is the ability, capability, their power to steal. So if someone is working for you, stealing from you, you get rid of them. Or you can call the police. They can get arrested. It depends on the crime. Do you know what I mean? It's whatever the law exists right now. That's exactly how you should deal with it. If someone is stealing and he's got nothing to eat or something, you're not going to punish them, but you help them get a job. Or the government will give them some money to survive with. So they can eat, okay? They can eat and not steal, basically. That's all it is. Allah is saying, stop their power of stealing. So if someone is working for you stealing, all right, you suck them, innit? Like happens now. If I get caught stealing at work, they'll get rid of me. It's a gross misconduct. Everyone knows that. If someone's stealing out on the streets, all right, the police could take care of them. Do you know what I mean? The government can take care of them. There's laws out there. You make laws to stop these people from stealing. If they deserve prison, they can go to prison. This is what I'm saying. So if someone steals a loaf of bread, you're not going to take him to prison. But someone who's stealing money from the government or stealing people's money, like, you know what I mean, is committing frauds and shit, of course he goes to prison. That's the only way to stop these people. They have no power in prison. They have no power to steal anything. If someone's going to work for me and I know he's a thief, I'm going to give him a job that he can't steal anything. Do you know what I'm saying? I can get him to sweep the roads. He can steal the broom if he want. Do you know what I mean? There's ways to deal with that. Not chopping people's hands off. You know what? Just go to the verse after it, right? The verse, Ayah 39. Proves everything here. Do you know what I mean? The verse after that, because they read it into out of context, they get things out of context. They can't. See what I'm saying? That's what they do. The verse after it, what does it say? فَمَنْ تَابَ مِنْ بَعْدَ ظُلْمِهِ وَأَصْلَحَ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يَتُوبُ عَلَيْهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Makes no sense if he chop his hands off here. It just makes no sense. This one, it just makes no sense. Just listen, right? If one repents and reforms, Allah redeems him. Allah is the forgiver, most merciful. What do you mean? You just chopped my hand off. Am I not forgiven yet? Do you know what I mean? I think if this is the punishment, that means if you get punished, you're forgiven. What do you mean repent? Repent from what? You just chopped my hand off. I can't steal again. If I steal with the left hand, you're going to chop it again. So I'll have no hands to steal if you chop both hands. Eventually you have to, because I'm going to steal with my left hand. So what are you going to do? Right? So you're going to have to chop it off. So I'll have no hands to steal. So repent from what? I can't repent. Even if I want to steal, I can't steal. Do you know what I mean? So this verse proves that after they change themselves, if you stop them from, you take off their power, he goes to prison. Let's say he goes to prison, and then he repents in prison. When he comes out of prison, he goes, I don't steal. And if he steals again, you punish him again. That's what it means if he repents. So forgive them. If someone changes, he doesn't steal in 5 years, right? He doesn't have he didn't, he decided not to steal. Let's say in his record he hasn't committed a crime like this, a theft, for 5 years or something like that. So you forgive him, or 2 years. It depends. It's up to the community, really. Do you know what I mean? That's what Allah is leaving it up to us. That's why He's not telling us to punish this, exactly the punishment, because it's up to us now. Because there's prisons, there's laws, different countries deal with it a different way. I mean, it makes no sense. If you start chopping, how many thieves are in the world right now in prison? Right? How many thieves they're being caught in the last 1,400 years? Let's say if this is the punishment, all right? Let's say 1,400 years ago we started chopping people's hands off, right? How many people will be with no hands? How the hell are people going to work with no hands? I repent, all right? And then what am I going to do for work? Or the government is going to, give me money all my life? Does it make sense to you? So we create disabled people. We create disabled people, and then we have to actually, that's going to mess up the world, honestly. If every thief right now in this country, right now in all Muslim country, if you chop their hands off, honestly, you end up in crisis, big crisis, because you've got no one to work. People don't work. You're stopping people from work, not stopping their power to steal. You're stopping them altogether. You're stopping their livelihood. And then I'll give you another verse so you understand exactly that the word, exactly, to chop people, there's a meaning here, right? If you get someone's hand and you sever it, right? When you chop it off, right? There's a word in the Quran. Right? There's a word in the Quran if you want to chop, if someone is cut off, chopped off, two things separated, severed, whatever you want to call it. It's actually the shortest, it is the shortest chapter in the Quran, which is Surah Al-Kawthar, Surah 108, Ayah 1 to 3. It's only three verses in it. Inna a'tainaka al-Kawthar, fasalli li rabbika wanhar, inna shani'aka huwa al-abtar. Al-abtar, that means chopped off. So when you call something in Arabic, you want it to be al-batar, right? It's chopped off, right? The hand is chopped off, better, right? Cutting is not better. Qata'a laysat better. See, two different words altogether, right? They're using the meaning of the word better instead of the word qata'. Like قاطع الطريق Qati al-tariq it's like the you know the people like we say the, you know transgress on the roads and shit like that. They cut your way and then they you know, like they rob you in it. They call it in Arabic qati al-tariq. It's like the road cutter, right? Does it actually the qati al-tariq? Does it actually got a knife and start cutting the road? It doesn't. Do you know what I mean? It stops you from going somewhere. That's what it means. He cuts your way, right? How does he do it? With a knife? With what? With a hammer or something? Do you know what I mean? The police cut your way. They won't let you pass a certain way. Yeah? When there is a crime, you see that yellow ribbon? Please stop. Do not go past this line. Actually stopped you from going that way. That's قاطع الطريق as well. قاطع الطريق as well. See guys, alright, honestly. I don't know, some people might think I'm an idiot. That's alright, you're welcome. Do you know what I mean? But if you want to believe what this lot are saying, and you just stop thinking and you stop your brain, you just your logic just goes, I don't know, a different world. It's up to you, man. Really, it's up to you. But don't blame Islam and don't blame the Quran and don't please don't say you're Muslim. Please say you're Sunni, say you're Shia, say whatever you want. But don't talk about the Quran because you don't understand what's in it. And you making people leave and become atheists when they start talking about you and taking a piss at your hadiths. You're creating these people because you really can't make me think that's what you believe in is logic. It doesn't even have logic. It really doesn't have logic. No, it's just this goes against everything logical, everything that makes sense. Just please, if you believe in that, if you still believe that, I see if you chop his hand off, it's up to you, man. I'm out. Peace.